All right, what's going on, everybody? This is a Ref 5 recap. We're gonna do it a little bit different. We're not gonna do it in 2 minutes. It's gonna be more of a discussion, I guess, on these matches and this whole event. So let's just get straight into it. So for this first match, we had Giorgio Polis versus Muggsy. This was you know, maybe not a surprising matchup that they put together, but I think we all kind of saw and predicted the same outcome and ended up being Giorgio winning by tech 12-1 here. Pretty dominating fashion he won in the first period. Um, Although we love Muggsy, at least our camp over here loves Muggsy. We love everything he does for the sport. We love Giorgio, but it was a fun match to get get things started tonight, but it was pretty dominated win by Giorgio. We move on to the second match tonight. This was an interesting matchup, seeing two, uh, you know, very household names from the NCAA, and Johnny coming back and Pat Lugo coming back to square off. I'll be honest, man. Me and many others thought Johnny was gonna win this one pretty decisively, but Lugo came out winning Tech 11-0 in the second period. Very uh, cool win by him, and it was very exciting to see that. So that was a pretty cool second match. But we see Johnny's gonna be wrestling pretty soon in RAF, and excited to see more of him. And then moving on to the third match. So this was really exciting to see Steve Mako back. Oh my gosh, seeing Steve was awesome. But going against a young guy too, I think everybody was really anticipating just a very mean Steve Mako, but it was kind of the opposite, right? I mean, his age did show in this match, and Mustafa Elders ended up winning this match. I think it was up 6-1 here in the third period. But this was a pretty boring match. It felt more like a Greco match. They were just pummeling each other. I feel like since Steve Mako, he was older. I don't know what he probably felt like in there. He still probably felt strong, but he was moving pretty slow, and I would have liked to see Mustafa Elders, just take advantage of that and just be more athletic in the match. But hats off Steve Mako stepping in there. That was exciting to see him again, but it was a pretty boring match. Moving on to the fourth match, we had Caden Henschel and Bo Bassett. This was a cool matchup to put together. That Raf put together. I like that they put this together, but I think we all expected Bo to win this match, and he did. He did end up winning 14-4 Tech, but Caden, hats off to him for coming out and really getting after. I mean, he scored a takedown and then a turn, and then it was just Bo Bassett after that. But they had probably up to this point they had up to this point the most fun match, exciting match. So I'm never gonna hate on a fun match. That was a very exciting match. I'm very happy they went out there and put on a show for us fans. Moving on to the fifth match tonight, we had DeSanto versus Tomasello for the title. Tomasello defending his title. It was ultimately DeSanto coming away with 11-1 tech in the second period. But DeSanto, man, he just controlled this whole match. I mean, he had takedown, turn, takedown, push out. What else do I have here? And then in my notes, I see Tomasello had a 1 point push out, and then it was DeSanto with another two, and pretty dominating win. I'm happy to see both guys competing now, but it's pretty cool to see DeSanto, having the belt now and seeing what he can, what he's gonna do to defend it. It was awesome seeing him wrestle and just dominate out there. But hats off Tomasello. That guy's always been a big fan of Tomasello. Then we move on to the sixth match of the night. We had Zahid Valencia and Nate Jackson. So this matchup now, after seeing Nate Jackson and Claw wrestling, if you guys pay attention there, and seeing him in the other, in wrestling Starachi in the other RAF event, it's just like, wow, what else can Nate Jackson do? And Zahid, after losing to Parker in that last RAF event, after being a world champ, it's just like, wow, this match could be pretty exciting. But I mean, it was, I would put it as a boring fundamental type of match. I mean, there wasn't much going on here. I mean, I think Zahid just won 4-0. Um, he pretty much dominated the match. Nate Jackson, I love that guy. I love his wrestling. Very exciting guy, but I mean, he seemed a little bit one-dimensional to me. Like if he wasn't able to get to his shots off of just faking or tapping the head, that's it. I mean, he didn't have much offense after that. Zahid was able to control him the whole match. I believe he got two takedowns. Yeah, I think just a takedown in the first period, takedown in the second period, nothing in the third period, and it just plain boring 4-0 win. They are high level guys, but I just gotta call how it is. It was a fairly boring match, but especially off of two guys that like to score a lot of points. But hats off to them for putting this agreeing to wrestle each other. But I would have want to see a lot more out of that. So moving on, we had Yoel Romero take on Stephen Buchanan. We knew what this was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Yoel Romero versus Bo Nickel. Um, and Buchanan had another match going on, but then they ultimately put this together because Yoel couldn't make weight. But Buchanan, this was interesting. I've never seen Buchanan wrestle freestyle. A lot of us haven't over here. And then we saw Buchanan come out and pretty much dominate, as we should think he should dominate because Yoel is older. But obviously Yoel had that last match that where he teched um, Pat Downey, but so it was pretty exciting, to think, okay, if he did that Pat Downey, maybe he can compete with Bo Nickel, and then the weigh in stuff happened. Now we had Stephen Buchanan step in, and Buchanan just went up 8-0 after the first period, takedown, turn, and the second period had a takedown and won by tag 10-0. I mean, it, I know Stephen Buchanan wasn't going against somebody his age, but everything just looked so clean out of him, and he just looked so fearless. For our first time seeing him wrestle freestyle, I mean, we were just pumped to see what this guy can do in the future. So, what a awesome match by him, and we just wonder what could have happened between Yoel and Bo and Stephen and Pat Downey. All right, moving on, we had Rail Woods versus Jordan Oliver. Man, this one was really annoying to watch. So I mean, I don't know if all fans were thinking this. I mean, I was definitely thinking this. Some of us were thinking this over here. Was like, okay, that first matchup they had in the last RAF event, Real Woods had the belt, and then he went against Jordan Oliver, and then Jordan Oliver won with like a last second, um, push out, and won off a tie, I believe, or whatever. He won off a last second push out, and it seemed like Jordan Oliver wasn't supposed to win that match. Real was supposed to win that match, and he was supposed to continue to have the belt, and just continue defending it past Jordan Oliver. But it almost seemed surprising to everybody. I mean, it was surprising to everybody that Jordan Oliver won. So they were like, all right. And I feel like even Jordan Oliver was surprised, and he was like, maybe I don't want to have this belt or keep competing in wrestling. I just wanted a one match, and that was it. So it seemed like, okay, let's just run it back then, and just Real, go get your belt back, and Jordan, you get to have another match, and you could be done after this and whatever. And then they ran this match back, and pretty much the same scenario went down, and Oliver scored last second push out, and then won the match 3-3 with the last second point because our last point score, because the last point score wins the match in RAF, and he ultimately got the belt back again. And now I'm starting to think maybe that whole thought process I had wasn't true. Maybe Jordan Oliver really did want to go out there and wrestle. So um, hats off to Jordan Oliver. It was a pretty boring match. It was exactly like the last time. I would have wanted to see more out of Real Woods. I felt like he could do more. I'm not Real Woods though. I don't know what it feels like to wrestle Jordan Oliver, but I would have definitely liked to see Real Woods go out there, man, and really dominate. Nothing against Jordan Oliver. I've been a very big fan of Real Woods. But hats off Jordan Oliver, man. He's beaten this guy twice now, and he's he didn't get the belt though off this one because he missed the weigh-in, so it was he wasn't wrestling for the belt, but still, I mean, he beat Earl Woods twice, uh, beat him a second time after not really wrestling for a belt, so that was, really ballsy by him, man. So hats off to both of them, really, for, running this back and Jordan Oliver pulling this out. All right, moving on, man. We had Lance Palmer and Armin. Okay. This one was Armin just dominated, man. Armin dominated and got the tag 10-0, but like just to see Armin out there, hats off Lance Palmer, man. Palmer, I know he's older, and he said in the press conference like he's doing a lot with Raph, and he's basically stepping up, to fill in. It sounds like some of these matches, to really just get them going against certain guys, and so I know he did it with Austin Gomez. Now he's doing it with Armin. Um, but nobody's really seen Armin wrestle. Obviously, we know he's an MMA fighter. He has a strong wrestling background or grappling background, but nobody's really seen him wrestle. And yeah, although he was going against a guy who's older and more out of the game, not as in shape, um, it's just his technique was so clean, so crisp. When he hit something, he hit it well the first time, first attempt. Um, I mean, he had turns and back. He had a turn, push outs, takedowns, turns. I mean, first period attack. I mean, it was impressive. The technique was impressive. Um, it just was that classic, Eastern European or Russian, whatever you want to call it, Armenian technique. Just because what I mean by that was everything was just done. What he hit, everything done. The first time, the first attempt at it. Um, and it was just awesome. It was awesome to see. So I mean, we got Armin as of now wrestling Giorgio next. So it's gonna be exciting to see Armin going against a young guy that's still training here and there, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited about that. All of us are over here. And then moving on, we had Kyle Dake take on Kadik. However you pronounce it, man. Best match. Honestly, this was the best match of the night. You know, they were going at it. First period, it was 1-0 Dake. Second period, they exploded. It ended up being 6-0 Dake because he went feet to back for four and then got a passive point. And then third period, it was, takedown, Kadik, push out, exposure, and then Dake came back with another takedown of his own. And then Kadik scored another two, and then Dake another two. I mean, it's just the classic matchup between a really good American and really good. I don't even know what Kadik's background is, but whatever his background, if he is Russian or some type of Eastern European, I mean it's the classic of the American will push the pace and get after it, and then this guy he'll just hold back until the end. But when he does hit his moves, it's always going to be clean, and he's going to hit them really well. I mean, I think the same thing happened with James Green, same thing happened with Spencer Lee in RAF. Um, that's just what happens, but. And we knew it was gonna happen too. Kadik was winning heading into the third period, 6-0. But we knew Kadik was gonna come in and just start turning it up, and then it seemed kind of scary there at the end. But I mean, Kyle Dake ended up pulling it out and winning 10-7. A very close match, a little controversial at the end. Um, yeah, a little controversial really at the end. And I think it was the feet to back in the second period. That was pretty controversial as well. Um, Kadik wasn't happy with that loss, but I mean, Kyle Dake won that match pretty nicely, and what an awesome match, best match of the night. So then moving on to the last match of the night, we had Colby Covington take on Luke Rockhold. Also, two big names, household names in the MMA world going at it, wrestling. It was an alright match. I mean, a lot of just hand fighting, collar tie, but it ended up being Cole Kobe just taking the win here. Tech in the second period, 12-0. I mean, after first period, he was up 6-0 and then scored another six in the second period. I think first period he had takedown, turn, takedown. Second period, I believe it was takedown, and then like I think I don't remember, but cement mixer he had, and that was ultimately it. I mean, he controlled the match, and hats off to both of them though, coming up, stepping up. We'll see what happens in the future. I know there was a lot of controversy at the press conference between Kobe and and Luke and Bo Nichols. So we'll see if he can Kobe can set up a matchup with Bo Nickel, but until then we'll see what happens. I mean, it's awesome to see these MMA guys step in though and try to put on a show in the wrestling world and test their wrestling skills. But um, yeah, it ended up being Kobe here winning it. And still an exciting match. Now that concludes this overview, this recap of Rat 5. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I try to do these recaps. I don't really see anybody else doing them online. So I mean, I hope you guys enjoy. I try changing it up and really digressing on some of these matches instead of just doing a quick overview. And I'm excited to talk about this more in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for all for tuning in. Remember to follow on all socials and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want a deeper dive into this event or any other event. Really appreciate you guys. Till then, God bless.